Category 3 hurricane watches and warnings are starting to pop up in Florida as two potentially catastrophic storms threaten residents this Saturday, May 18th, 2013. Hello, I'm Gil Williams. We'll get to our team coverage of Hurricanes Lay and Kirk in a moment. But first, an update on what has turned into three disasters, two of which involve confirmed hazmat scenes in Florida. All this unfolding in a state trying to prepare for a major hurricane strike. WNN's Leon Moore joins us from the White House with more from the president. Leon?
Well, Gil, the president has pledged full support to the citizens of Florida following the tragic events in Jacksonville, Gainesville, and Tampa Friday. Here's what we know this morning. In Jacksonville, at least 700 people are dead, hundreds injured and unaccounted for after a train carrying hazardous materials derailed Friday. Those chemicals caused several explosions which destroyed the Aetna building. It has collapsed, and as you can see, first responders and the Florida National Guard are still pulling people from the rubble. Three major bridges in the Jacksonville area are also closed, and parts of Interstate 95 heavily damaged. At least 100 people are dead and at least 700 injured following a tornado in Gainesville Friday. Portions of I-75 suffered extensive damage, which will impact hurricane evacuations. And in Tampa, the president confirmed a refueling tanker aircraft clipped several chemical tanks before crashing into the highly populated Harbor Island neighborhood. The Florida, Georgia, and Tennessee National Guards are responding, looking for survivors in the rubble. At least 14 people are dead, dozens injured and missing. Now, Gil, the impending weather threatens to hurt the rescue, recovery, and cleanup efforts in these cities.
That's right, Leon. The weather is the other big story today. Hurricanes Lay and Kirk, both strong Category 3 storms, packing winds in excess of 115 miles an hour. WNN's chief meteorologist Joanne Davis joins us now with the current U.S. watches and warnings. Joe?
Gil, from the National Hurricane Center, hurricane warnings are in effect for eastern Florida from Jupiter Inlet to Flagler Beach. Tropical storm warnings are in effect for Lake Okeechobee, Jupiter Inlet to Deerfield Beach, and Flagler Beach to Fernandina Beach. Now, on the western coast, a hurricane watch is in effect for Inglewood North to the Swanee River. Gil, we expect Hurricane Lay to make landfall on Florida's eastern coast near Melbourne within the next 24 to 36 hours. Back to you.
Thanks, Joe. Turning now to coastal Florida, where people are not only talking about Lay, but Katrina and Superstorm Sandy. WNN's Brooke Lotz joins us from Palm Beach. Brooke?
That's right, Gil. The mood here is ominous as Sandy is a fresh reminder of how bad a major hurricane can be. People here are very worried about Lay, and as you can see, the clouds have increased. We're starting to see rougher surf, and conditions will only get worse. Evacuations have started along Florida's eastern coast. Interstates 95 and 75 are packed as emergency officials are now telling people to leave. The Florida Keys are under a mandatory evacuation, and the military has been called in to airlift about 3,000 people who cannot exit by car because of an accident on the Highway 1 bridge north of Long Key State Park. Those who cannot evacuate will have to shelter in place until Lay passes. Gil, a lot of activity ahead of this monster hurricane.
Thanks, Brooke. To check out what's trending on social media and for a closer look at the National Hurricane Center's weather advisories, go to our website, rnorth.simulationdeck.net. We'll stay with WNN for complete hurricane coverage. For the World News Network, I'm Gil Williams.